Okay, we are done with factoring for a little bit, and we are moving on to graphing. So the first one I want to graph is y equals negative times the quantity x minus 5 squared plus 2. Now remember, we can make an xy chart anytime we graph. Now I know that this is a quadratic, this is a parabola, because my highest exponent is my squared. Okay, if I would multiply this all out, I'm going to get maybe something x squared plus or minus blah, 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 plus or minus whatever. Okay, so let's make a chart. And let's start with like -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And if we need to continue on, we can. Okay. Just remember, I can also call this f of x, because f of x means y as well. Okay, so if I substitute -5, so I've got -5 minus 5, that's -10, square it, we get 100, then we worry about the negative. So we're at -100 plus 2, that's -98. That's a pretty big number, probably not going to graph that. Okay, -4. -4 minus 5 is -9, squared is +81, but we're back to -81. -81 plus 2 is -79, and correct my math if I'm wrong. -3. -3 minus 5 is -8. -8 squared is 64, but it's -64 plus 2 is -62. We're getting a little closer. -2. -2 minus 5 is -7. Squared is 49. -49 plus 2 is -47. All right, -1. -1 minus 5. Maybe we should skip to like 3 and see what happens, because these are awfully big numbers. Skipping ahead to 3, I've got 3 minus 5 is -2. -2 squared is 4. So now I have -4 plus 2. Hey, that's reasonable. -4 plus 2 is -2. All right, let's keep going. We got 4. 4 minus 5 is -1. Squared is 1, but we're back to negative. -1 plus 2 is +1. Plug in 5. 5 minus 5 is 0. 0 squared, blah, blah, blah. This is 0. Plus 2 is 2. Plug in 6. 6 minus 5 is 1. 1 squared is 1. -1 plus 2 is 1. Hey, look what just happened to our numbers. We were increasing and now we're decreasing. What can you expect our y value to be for 7? Probably -2 if we're following a pattern here. So 7 minus 5 is 2. 2 squared is 4. But remember, it's -4 plus 2 is -2. Now, these 5 right here, these 5 ordered pairs, they're pretty darn reasonable. So I'm going to graph 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now, here's my question. Is this graph going to go up or is this graph going to go down? Well, this negative symbol out front here tells us if it's a negative, it's going to open down, which means it's going to go that direction. If that was positive, it goes up. Okay, so let's keep graphing. 4, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. +1. I've got 5, +2. 6, 1, 7, -2. Okay, there's my parabola. Now, I want to look at my vertex. My vertex is the point at which it changes direction. So right here, it's increasing. And right here, that's my vertex. That's where it changes from going increasing to decreasing. So my vertex is this ordered pair. It was 5, 2. I can also look at my x-intercepts. And I picked one that does not have super great x-intercepts. That's my bad. Okay, so it would be right here, whatever that ordered pair is, 1, 2, 3, I don't know, 3 point something, 0. This would be what, 4, 5, 6 point something, probably, 0. And we'll figure out, we'll show you how to actually find those numbers this year. Okay, but my intercepts would be right there on my graph. Last thing I want to show you is the y-intercept. Now, on my graph, you cannot tell where the y-intercept is. So anytime I'm looking at the y-intercept, my x value is 0 because we're not moving left or right, we're just going down. So if I would substitute a 0 in for x, that's going to be my y-intercept. So let's go back and plug in 0. 0 minus 5 is negative 5. Negative 5 squared is 25 with a negative in front. So negative 25 plus 2 is negative 23. A lot of information. Hopefully you remember a little bit about this. Okay, I've got one more for us to try. We go, let's call this f of x equals 2x squared. Let's just try negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, 2. We might have to adjust. If I plug in negative 2, please, please, please make sure you are squaring the negative 2 first. So negative 2 times negative 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 gives me 8. Negative 1 squared is 1, times 2 is 2. 0 squared is 0, times 2 is 0. 1 squared is 1, times 2 is 2. Guess what? If I plug in 2, I'm going to get 8. Now, this graph is going to open up because our a value is positive. Now, if I go to graph this, 2, 4, 6, 8. Negative 1, 2, 0, 0, 1, 2. Notice how I picked better x-intercepts this time. That kind of looks like a V, but I promise it's not. It's a U, it's a parabola. It's not absolute value. Okay. So our vertex right here, that's where it changes direction. And it's actually on 0, 0. Guess what? That's also our x-intercept. And guess what? It's also our y-intercept where it crosses our y. We didn't even have to plug in 0. Well, we did plug in 0, but. All right. Thanks for watching the video. Good luck on your assignment.